of Macrobia in the same region which today is modern-day Somalia. The Africans of the Kingdom of Macrobia were known as the Macrobians, which also means the long-lived. They were known as expert traders and were also pastoralists. Pastoralism is a branch of agriculture concerned with animals that are raised for meat, eggs, and milk. The ancient Greek historian Herodotus, who was born in 485 BC, mentions in his writings the Kingdom of Macrobia. The Kingdom of Macrobia were well known for their wealth generated from trade and their supply of gold in the region of Somalia. He describes these Africans as being very tall and living extremely long lives, usually living up to 120 years of age or more. Herodotus, the historian, states in his writings the following concerning them. They led them to a fountain, wherein, when they had washed, they found their flesh all glossy and sleek, as if they had bathed in oil, and a scent came from the spring like that of violets. The water was so weak, they said, that nothing would float in it, neither wood nor any lighter substance, but all went to the bottom. If the account of this fountain be true, it would be their constant use of the water from it, which makes them so long-lived. The ancient Somalians also were known for their eventual domestication of the one-humped camel, which helped to revolutionize trade within the area. Now, by 1 AD, the Somali city-states were founded, and the cities served as trading centers and commercial hubs supporting a vast network. Rather than institute one king and a royal family to preside over the entire region, each city was instead ruled by its own chief, and the city-states enjoyed an interdependent structure that was beneficial for all involved. The Somali city-states included Essina, located on the southeastern coast of Somalia, and Mundus, located on the north coast of Somalia. Also, the cities of Serapion, Mausoleon, Tabay, Apon, and Maleo were established. Now, the Periplus of the Erythraean Sea was an ancient manuscript written in Greek by an Egyptian merchant, which details some of the trading activities in and around the eastern coast of Africa, Arabia, and Eastern Asia. The Periplus of the Erythraean Sea provides the following description of Maleo. And there is another market town in Maleo, distant a sail of about 800 stadia. The anchorage is an open roadstead, sheltered by a spit running out from the east. Here, the natives are peaceable. There are imported into this place the things already mentioned, and many tunics, cloaks from Arsinoe, dressed and dyed, drinking cups, sheets of soft copper in small quantity, iron and gold and silver coin. There are exported from these places myrrh, a little frankincense, cinnamon, duaca, Indian copal, and masir, all of which are imported into Arabia. 2 days' sail or 3 beyond Maleo is the market town in Mundus, where the ships lie at anchor more safely behind a projecting island close to the shore. There are imported into this place the things previously set forth, and from it likewise are exported the merchandise already stated, and the incense called Makakrotu. The Somali city-states developed trading routes up and down the Red Sea along the eastern coast of Africa, just as their ancestors did at the time of the land of Punt. These routes again provided direct access to Ethiopia, Nubia, and Egypt for the purposes of trade and business. Then moving eastward, trade routes were created with the nation of Arabia. Also, trade routes were created with various cities along the eastern coast of the nation of India and Asia. The nation of India traded large quantities of cinnamon with Somalia, who in turn sold it to the European nations of Rome and Greece. And so the Somalians developed a trade network that connected 3 continents and multiple nations with themselves at the center. As a consequence, these coastal African cities flourished and were abundant with international goods. Goods traded included cinnamon, along with the barter of cloves and other spices, and also ivory, exotic animal hides, glass stones, cloth, copper, ivory, incense, and tortoise shells. Roman accounts record a single pound of Somalian myrrh costing 16 silver denarii. The denarii was the currency used in Rome at the time. Cinnamon sold for 50 denarii per pound in Rome, and was at the time sourced by these Africans from as far east as Indonesia in Asia via India. To facilitate trade across the seas, the Africans of the Somali city-states developed various ships. One popular style of ship was known as the Bedouin. The Bedouin ships were extremely fast, double-masted vessels made from wood which had large sails to catch the wind. Some of the Bedouin were also used for fishing and others for carrying goods to their various destinations. And so the Somali city-states became wealthy and continued to thrive. When Islam finally arrived in the region, these Africans developed a series of new powerful Islamic kingdoms known as sultanates. The Somali sultanates would become the next chapter in the history of this great African people.